So in today's video I'm going to be relocating my water tank from where it is at the minute underneath the bed to underneath the van.
But behind closed doors I'm a fool for your love.
So the reason I'm doing this mainly is because if I put the camera up here, you can see just how much space it takes. It's huge, and that's so much space under the bed that I really need. So yeah, it's coming out and going underneath the van. So I've got all the cushions off the bed at the minute. They've just been hoovered up and got all the crap from Europe off them, and now I'm about to try and pull this thing out. So first things first, I need to drain it, which is pretty empty now anyway, but now with the cushions out of the way I can get to the inspection hatch, and underneath there is the plug, so whatever is left in the tank will now drain out the bottom of the van. So dropping out whatever's left in the system, both the sink and the shower, so they're both open at the minute. There's not a lot left in, so it's just kind of dribbling out. Yeah, you can hear the motor now just kind of running dry. And that is about all the water left in the system. There we go. Okay, so the only thing that's holding it on now is the screw on the other side that I've just took off, and this, and I can't get my drill to it. Okay. Aha! Go. Quite a lot left. Get off. Oh, Jesus. There we go. One massive water tank out. So what's left? Oh crap. As it goes, why am I rushing? I'm getting rid of the floor. Having this space now is just going to help me out so much. Could even put like a drawer here that slides in and out. Could do all sorts. So I've got this hole left from where the drain was. I was thinking, oh great, I can kind of push my wiring and the filler and the inlet pipes through that and straight down to the tank, but it is kind of in the middle of the whole storage area, so that won't really be ideal. So I'll probably have to do another hole over in that corner somewhere or something, which is not fun on this van because the floor is really thick. It's like 2 sheets of aluminium, and like the walls it's got the structure built into it as well. But yeah, try and get something like up in this corner, something where this pipe can just kind of drop down and be out the way rather than going right in the middle of the bloody storage area. So that hole will be needed to be bunged up, I think, and gotten rid of. There is so much crap under here that's just collected from not being accessible. Oh my god, that's gross. What is that? Is there some sort of fishing tackle? Be gone! The water tank's out. Probably not going to see any more from inside, to be honest, because the bed's got to come out, the log burner's got to come out, and I've got to rip the floor up, and that's another video in itself. So I'm not sure if I'll be doing the drawer and whatever I'm going to do inside this space in this video, because there's lots to do and the floor's got to come out first. So I'm going to focus on the tank, get the tank underneath and plugged back in, and this might come into this video, I don't know yet. It depends how much I get done and if I get the floor up in the next couple of weeks or so. All these videos are just kind of being recorded as I'm going, and then I'm going to like cut them all together and hopefully make sense of them. Long items like my fishing rod will fit much better now, and all the tools I can kind of push to this side and save space over there. Like, I can't believe I'm so excited about a little void under my bed, but I am. Once I got the tank out and offered it up to the van underneath, it became pretty clear it wasn't going to fit and wasn't really suitable. So I gave it a good wash, a drain out, and got it ready to sell. I want all the water out of it really, but that's proving difficult because the drain hole isn't exactly level. It kind of lifts up a little bit, so the water's just avoiding it. This isn't weird at all. That'll do. Oops. Hey. This is where you need a really good, powerful drill. Okay, new hole. Bit better than that one over there. Middle of nowhere. And that way, I mean, this isn't the pipe I'm going to use. I'm going to get some better stuff the right length, but that will go a little something like that. Tie up to the wall, maybe a bit closer, and yeah, feed my tank once it's underneath. It was at this point I realised I didn't need to floor under the bed. I'd just paint it instead. That'd save on not only weight but an entire pack of flooring as well. So there's a new water pipe going down through into the floor and ready for the water tank. And now I've just got the old outlet pipe to the whole water system. I've got to drop that through the floor somewhere over there and to the other side of the tank underneath, as well as some wiring as well, another hole for the wiring. To make that hole, it was a bit awkward to get into, and I didn't have the right size drill bit to do it, so I've just gone in with my step drill. These tools are amazing, they're only cheap, you can get them on eBay. You can just go in, and the further you go down it just widens the hole. Okay, so I've just done the cable. I didn't have the proper cable that connected the display to the sensor in the tank, so I've just made one. I've had to write on all the cables, what colour corresponds with what. I've done the same on the other side, and then I can just solder it all up together and it should work. I've got my common colours, and then yeah, the sensor's just going to be drilled in this corner in the bed somewhere, so when I push the button it'll just light up and tell me what my water level's doing. No matter which way I tried working it, the old step for the rear door just kept getting in the way, so that had to go as well. It was, however, made out of some weird plastic blend that absolutely stunk when you took any sort of cutting equipment to it. That's what's left. It's actually really heavy. I can't believe it. So it's going towards my weight saving exercise. The hole that was left over was then framed, filled with insulation and boarded. Right, it's getting pretty late, it's getting dark. I've got to get to work tomorrow and I need this to get there, so this will all get filled properly and then the water tank can go underneath. My old water tank was only on eBay for about 2 days before some guy come and collected it for his boat. Quite handy really, because that paid for the new tank.
no idea those audio effects for the sound over. This is the best thing ever.
I am Project Amber, builder of vans.
Sorry, I'll get back to it. These do come with little waterproof grommets, but I always like to put a bit of gunk behind them anyway, just so they don't leak at all. Okay, so this is a water level sensor, and it's also got an overflow on it. I did fit this in the old tank, but I never got around to wiring it up, so this time round I'm going to fit it and wire it, so I'll know exactly what's in the tank. The ends have been cut because it was from the old tank, and this tank's a little bit deeper, so I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work, but it should give me a vague reading to about 3/4 of the way down. And to be honest, I don't really want to run a tank completely empty anyway, so by the time it reaches that kind of point I'll be looking for a water point anyway. So yeah, I have already fitted it once, that's why the gunk's already round it, and then realised I didn't put the camera on because I'm still crap at this whole recording thing. Yeah, and then this is what I made earlier, pops in there, and if I fill the tank too much it will just come straight out and at the bottom of the van. So we've got the pipe coming from the side of the van through the floor into that fills the tank. This red one will be on the other side of this. It's got like an owl that goes to the bottom of the tank. There'll be a bit of pipe on that so it sucks from the bottom, and that'll take it out into the van, to the system. Let's see if it fits. Oh, muy perfecto. How shall I do it? It's not really strong enough. So it is quite a tight fit for the water tank. It goes in between the two axles on the back, and they spread out just enough and in time to kind of slot this water tank in. So I had to be really careful when I bought my water tank that the measurements were absolutely bang on. But yeah, it fits. The problem now comes with making brackets to kind of clamp it underneath and make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And the depth of the water tank is the exact depth of my undercarriage. And what that means is if I ever need to do some maintenance on the water tank, I'm going to have to take the whole tank down, which isn't really ideal, but it's one of them things. When it was inside the van, I'd have had to take the whole bed apart to do a proper fix in the water tank as well. So taking some bolts out and dropping the water tank isn't really the end of the world.
Next up was making the cradle that was going to hold the tank in place. I used a selection of uni strut, threaded bar and some L-shaped steel. The rear area of this chassis also needed some attention. This whole space here used to hold the tail lift mechanism, and that had sent all the chassis rails around here pretty rusty. So I ground it all back, used some Generalite to kill the last of the rust, primered, repainted and wax oiled it.
Right, that's it insulated. Not the neatest because, I mean, it's under the van. I don't really care what it looks like. But this is the stuff what I've used. I thought I was getting double the thickness of this and foil coated, but it's here now. I've already got 2 disputes going on with PayPal which are being useless, and I can't be asked with another one, so I've just dealt with it. But it's doubled up on the corners and it's still pretty thick. It's nice and squidgy. And then just where the joins are, I've just gone around with duct tape and kind of sealed it all together. Just this little bit that's sticking out and getting in the way, so getting rid rid of it. Get out. And there we are. Sort of hit myself in the head with it. Yeah, that's the right way. Now, with a bit of a tight fit. For this job. It's level-ish. Right, I'm gonna have to pack it in because it's now putting it down. Right, they're in. The drop downs are in. It's stiff, but they're in. Now I can get my tank up.
It was here though I realised I'd made a pretty big error with the unistrut. Tightening up the way I'm doing it now, with the nut going inside the unistrut, there was no way in with a spanner or a socket to tighten it up. That meant I had to spin it round, but that then meant that the threaded bar, the downrights, were too short to really reach, so I had to kind of force it up a little bit.
Totally. This one.
That look was me realising I hadn't put the little bit of pipe inside that would suck the water from the bottom of the tank, so I had to drop it all back down again.
Just got halfway through and then remembered I didn't put the pipe inside to suck from the bottom instead of the top, so I could have had all that fitted and then went to suck water out of the tank and nothing would have come out.
Borrowing a little bit from the excess of the pipe I'd pushed through the floor, I was soon back on track.
Oh, this is not going to go anywhere.
Using a jack, I managed to get the tank high enough to get enough thread showing so I could get the bolts on. It did crush the tank a tiny bit, but it looks a lot worse than it is, with the insulation taking the brunt of it.
Right, now just getting the pipe on that little red thing up there. Come on, you little gonad. I put this a bit too close to the chassis. It's a bit tough to get to. There we go. Right, intake. Get out of the way. Alright. Okay. Now we can fill up. one full tank with no leaks. Right, let's see what happens. Now the system's completely empty, so it might take a while for it to pull back through, especially now that it's pulling up because the tank is lower down.
It was taking a bit too long, so I thought I'd give it a little helping hand and siphon some water through the pipe.
Oh, shower door. Yeah, come on, turn it off. Come out of the wrong place. God, left that on. But we have water. Oh, thank God. Oh. It's hot. Right, water again. It's another job ticked off the list. If you enjoyed watching, please feel free to like and subscribe. Keep up with all the build updates I'm going to be doing on the van, and then eventually off travelling again. But yeah, for now, I'm going to have a shower now I've got water again. Thanks for watching. Here they are again, the old stretcher tracks. That's that chopped away, it's just disintegrating. It's absolutely drenched. Oh, that's quite therapeutic, this.